Hello students, today we are going to discuss the remaining part of the first exercise, which is how plants synthesize their food. Okay, the synthesize of food other than carbohydrates by plant. Not only the carbohydrates, the plant synthesize the other things also. So what they are written, the carbohydrate that plant synthesize during photosynthesis are made up by carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, and the plants use other components of food such as protein and fats. So the plants use all these things to synthesize their foods, and protein contain nitrogen. So directly plant can't get nitrogen, directly it can't plant can't get nitrogen to synthesize their food. So how they get the food? First of all, all of you knowing in nature a large number of nitrogen are present, or presence of nitrogen is too much. So what it happened, a soil containing a certain bacteria, name of that bacteria is rhizobium, which convert the atmospheric nitrogen into water soluble form. Okay, so that convert that one into water soluble form, and it dissolves the nitrogen into water soluble, and finally plant absorb these components along with water to the get nitrogen, okay, which are mixed up. Generally this is found in soil, okay, or you can say that the roots of the peas and beans also. Okay, the other way to plant get that by farmers also. The farmers add fertilizer rich to the nitrogen to the soil. Regular using that land, there will be abundance of the land will be brine in case of nitrogen. So that's why the increasing the percentage of nitrogen in soil, the farmer are using also some fertilizer which are rich in nitrogen to improve the to improve the nitrogen in soil. Okay. Look here, the new topic is heterotrophic nutrition. As you know that one, except plant, no other than plants can prepare their own food. So the nutritions by animal and some non-green plants such as the bacteria, fungi cannot prepare their own food. They are called you can see that one. This type of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, as the animal and some non-green plants such as bacteria and fungi cannot prepare their own food, means they are totally depends upon the other green plants or the animal for their food. So final conclusion is that one, this type of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. And what is heterotrophs? So you can say that one, those who type of those animals or plants which depends upon the green plants for their nutrition are called heterotrophs. So in short you can say that one. Now what is heterotrophs? You can say that one, animals and some non-green plants are called heterotrophs. because they can't prepare their own food. They depend for their food on green plants. That's why there are written non-green plants, because the non-green plants not taking part in photosynthesis, so they can't prepare their own food. So as you know that one, the herbivorous is directly depends upon the plants. They are getting the plants as a food to survive or live or do the other activities of their day-to-day life. And same as the carnivorous are depends upon the herbivorous, okay, and herbivorous is depend upon the green plants. So directly or indirectly, all the living things, all the animals and the non-green plants are dependent upon the plant for their survival. Okay. Next one is, you know about that one, the parasites. What is parasites? A plant name dodder. Okay, what they are doing? They are sucking food from the other plants using root-like structure. They are surviving on the surface of or the stem of other plants. These type of plants are called the parasites. Okay, which so dodder is a parasite type of plant, and the plant on that this type of plant survive, or the plant which get food from that plant or depend upon the plant is called the hosts. So parasites is the dodder and the host is the plant on that the dodder types of plant are survive. As you have seen in your day-to-day life, you have seen in the surrounding that some the neem trees or the peepal trees are on the other trees. What they are doing? They are getting minerals and the water from the stems of that plants. Okay, they are sucking minerals and the water from that plant. So such type of plant is called parasitial parasites. Parasitial parasite. Okay. So next one is in plant kingdom. All the plants are not directly depends upon the photosynthesis for their survival or to synthesize their food. Some plants are taking or eating insects also. So that type of plant is called insectivorous plant. So plant that having a structure or like flower like a structure, if the any insect insert inside that one, it will be closed. It will be closed like this, and finally it has some the small. It is going to be trapped by the leaf of modified leaf of the plant, and such a lead the plant there is some hair types of pointing inside that one, and after eating that one the insects entangle that in between it, and finally it when it's the leaves is going to be closed, it gets entangled in the hairs, and the cells of the pitcher plant secrete digestive juice and to digest the insects. And the various fly type and the pitcher plants grow in the soil that not so rich, so they are used the nitrogen and the nitrogen obtained from the insects and to supplementary of the foods they prepare by the photosynthesis. Okay, so for this photosynthesis they are getting the food by the insects, they are getting the food, and if there are some lack of the nitrogen in their body, they getting that nitrogen by that insects. Look here, the next one is saprotrophs. Saprotrophs is a type of animal those who getting the non, or you can say that one, non-green plants that live on the dead and decaying plants and the animals, and they derive their foods from them. Okay, as the mushroom and the other fungi, they are that type of plants which getting food from the dead animals. What they are doing, the mushroom and the other fungi and bacteria also, they secrete the digestive juices on the dead and decaying matter. Okay, either this is animal or the plants also, or the trunk of the trees also. The mosquito and the fungi are going to be secrete or releasing the digestive juices on them, and that digestive juices convert that one, or decompose that one, the body of animal as well as the plants. Okay, so in that cases it convert the soil of, and finally the body of the animal as well as the trunk of the plant or the part of the plant which are dead, it will be going to be converted in form of soil and matter and form of liquid, and then absorb the nutrients from the liquid, and finally they absorb that nutrients from the form of liquid, and they, about this way, the mushroom and the fungi is going to be survive. So this type of plant, or the method of this getting of nutrition, is called saprotrophs. And this type of animal, those who participating in this type of nutrition, is called the saprotrophites. Okay. The next one is symbiosis. In some cases, some algae and fungi are, both of them are dependent upon each other. Means both of them are helping each other to survive and to get food by helping to each other. As what happened there in case of or this type of plants is, or the animals, is called symbiotics. In method, what is happened there? Fungi, what they are doing? The fungi supplies water. The fungi supplies water to algae, and fungi supply water and minerals to the algae, and which is algae supplies food to the fungi. Algae supplies food to the fungi, and fungi supplies water and minerals to the algae. So that's why these two are dependent upon each other. So this type of nutrition is called symbiotic nutrition. Okay. In case of lack of nutrients in the plant replacing that one, the plant getting that one by some other method also. As the regularly using the field for crop, gradually the crop is going to be brine, because the nitrogen from the soil is going to be absorbed taken by the plant. When the soil is grows, the fertilization of the soil is going to be decreased gradually. So in that cases, the dead animals decay, and the plants, those is going to be decomposed there, or it become the fertilizer. So in that case, it help as a fertilizer also. So in the form of these nutrients, we have to add it in the soil for the manure, and these are going to be added as a manure if in plant. But in some cases, if this is not possible, then the farmers is going to be add that one as a term of fertilizer as nitrogen potassium and phosphorus. As we discussed that one, sometimes nitrogen is the large quantity in atmosphere. That's why the rhizobium is a name of bacteria which is generally found in the roots of the leguminous plant, which is as the gram, peas and moons. They are going to convert that natural nitrogen into liquid form, and that liquid form is directly absorbed or taken by the plants for preparing their food. So in that cases of lack of nitrogen is going to be completed, and the rest of the thing is going to be as the potassium and the phosphorus is required by the soil, because gradually the soil decrease their fertilization. So in that cases the farmer is going to be add in term of organic compost to their field, okay, to improve the fertilization of the soil. So in these cases they are the fertilizing the soils for the leguminous plant, and due to that one they are give the plants the nutrients as they required. Okay.